I'm like Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo.
Do you remember the first scene that you shot and how did you feel about it?
The first scene I shot was walking down the street. We were pretending like it was Paris. I felt great about it. Josh was saying to me like, don't be so subtle with your walk. Bring more swagger, bring more attitude, bring more how you would have been when you were 20 years old to the walk. And I felt like that was a good direction because I was like, oh wow, he really is he's pushing me not in a subtle direction. The last scene we shot was, it was like, I don't want to give away too much, but it was like a stunt basically. It was a very anticlimactic way to end the movie. So the beginning was sort of triumphant and the end was like, I can't say too much. It was a humiliating thing. I'm naked. I was naked. How do I feel about being naked on the set? It was a trip, you know, it's a trip. A lot of trust. You know, you gotta trust everyone around you. It was a strange thing. I think the whole movie changes because of the soundtrack. But Josh had sent me a playlist before we even started, so I had a sense of what the accompanying, you know, music was gonna be for the movie. You know, it's an untraditional movie. It's a 1950s movie, but the soundtrack is really like a 1980s soundtrack. So, but Josh is really like a tone guy. He's a rhythm guy, so the tempo is always sort of like stressful and high wire. The hardest thing to shoot was some of these long ping pong sequences. Just endurance-wise, it really was like, you know, being an athlete. In some ways more challenging, I'd say, because an athlete, you have a 2-hour performance window every 3 days or every 2 days. In football, every week. In basketball, every 2-3 days. Here, we would shoot 3-4 days in a row of a ping pong tournament setup, but you're shooting 12 hours a day. And I'm not built like an athlete, you know? I'm like, I got my like Stella here, you know what I mean? So my body's not built for, I'm like Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. But I was training for like 6 or 7 years, basically. People think I'm making that up because I said that for the Bob Dylan movie too, but that was absolutely true. And I have all of the photos and videos showing it, so I'll put them out on Instagram or whatever, but it was like a 6-7 year process doing the table tennis training with coaches in LA, with people on Zoom during COVID, so it was nonstop. You know, I got this dream where I get to live a life as an actor and take it seriously, so why not go as hard as possible?
And what about all that sweat during the movie? Was it intentional?
That was intentional. That's a good eye. You got a good eye because that was a lot was natural, but Josh was pouring that on. That's a really, no one's asked me that. That's a good observation. Also, it's a way to sense the progression through a match, even while you're shooting, because sometimes you shoot out of order. So I'll be like, all right, well, this is the most intense part of the match, will be the most drenched here. The middle part of the match will be a little less drenched. The beginning, he will be dry. I don't really have trouble with memorization, weird.
No.
Yeah, maybe because I've been doing it so long. Hard scenes to memorize in acting are things that are badly written, basically, where it's hard to memorize what sentiment, what plot point, what emotion comes next, because there's no sequence to them. Good writing, you want to get to the next word. This was all that. I mean, these are some of my favorite words I ever got to say. These aren't ethically redeeming words necessarily. He's not the kindest person to his girlfriend. He's not the kindest person to Gwyneth Paltrow's character. I'd done a movie with Emery Cohen, so he plays Odessa's husband in this. I worked with him when I was 19 years old, and he's an amazing actor, but he was kind of out of his mind at the time. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. But he's a superbly talented actor, but he's kind of a live wire. So I only had 2 scenes with him in this, but I was nervous. I didn't know. You know, he knew me when I was 19. It's kind of like you go to college and you come back home and you have a new personality and you want all your friends to treat you like you have a new personality and you're afraid the people you knew in the past are going to treat you the old way. The scene I felt most connected with my character, it's sort of these moments of triumph. I don't want to be coy about it, because in acting and the arts, you're usually kind of like polite and chic and whatever, and I'm like, no man, I feel triumphant sometimes. Like when I landed Dune, I felt triumphant. When Call Me By Your Name exploded, I'm like, I feel triumphant, you know? So any moment of glory in this movie, Marty Mauser's a glorious character, Marty Supreme is a glorious movie. He's dreaming big the entire time, you know, so I connected with basically with everything, you know.
One scene, you wanted something out of the script.
Ironically, a movie like Dune Part 3 that I just finished shooting, I feel like I added more to that. I mean, as far as like 2 scenes in that I came up with that Denise said, yeah. And here, I don't know, there wasn't much there's lines I added. It's a very improvisational movie. One scene I'm proud of in Marty Supreme is there's a climactic finals match of a table tennis tournament in the first part of the movie, not the second part. So the first part with Koto, who's my Japanese nemesis in the movie, my competitor. And I'm deeply proud because we're telling this athletic tale. Like you could follow the action athletically, but there was really no ball. A lot of it was CGI. So it was a ton of memorization, almost like a dance, and a rhythmic dance. So it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not necessarily on rhythm because the ball will go on different. So that was a intricate level of memorization that's unique to this movie. That doesn't really go on a lot, you know? Josh would say the best table tennis players in the world couldn't pre-memorize a sequence. Yeah, you can think with football or basketball. I mean, it would be hard to go, okay, you're going to pass it here, you're going to cross here, it's going to be a header. Every game of football is improvisational, so.
Why Brazil? Why did you choose Brazil?
I love coming here. I love coming to Brazil. I love Sao Paulo. I feel like the movie community here is like one of the most passionate in the world. When I went to CCXP with Dune 2 years ago, I went, holy shit. Like, I was like, this vibe here is unbelievable, you know? And these are the things that animate me as a person, as an actor. I'm tired of doing the same cities in the United States, whatever. I love coming here. I want to come to Rio.
Did you see the noise that we did during the Oscar? We were crazy about the Oscars this year because we were at the Oscars, so.
Oh, because of the movie with that amazing actress.
Still here. I'm still here.
I'm still here. It was amazing. Yes. What was the name of the actress? That was phenomenal.
Fernanda Torres.
Yeah, Fernanda Torres was amazing. Yeah, how's she doing? I assume you all know each other. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't know. I don't know her.
Okay.